Okay, so introduction to RMI. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a minimal RMI implementation here. And first, I'm gonna write an interface that will define how uh, the communication between the client and the server is gonna happen. Okay. So I'm gonna create this interface, RMI demo interface, and so this interface it's gonna extend first. If you notice here, it's gonna extend remote, and each method in this interface has to throw remote exception. Since we are dealing with remote objects, and we have to be able to throw remote exceptions, and also so here we can define as many methods as we want that are gonna that enable the client to call them on the server. Here I just defined one method. I called it do communicate, that takes in a string that's gonna be a name. I called it name. So this would be the name of the person that is is communicating from the client to the server, and is gonna return a string from the server. Okay, and it's gonna throw remote exception. So here I'm returning a string and taking a string, and it doesn't have to be a string. It could be uh, any object that you define that can be serialized and passed from the client to the server. Okay, and returned from the server. Okay, now next let me go ahead and write a class that implement this interface, that implements RMI demo, this interface. And that class is gonna be an implementation class that is gonna sit on the server side. Okay, so I called it here RMI demo impl. Okay, and this class has to extend from unicast remote object from this guy. Otherwise, if we don't extend from unicast remote object, we have to handle the hash code equals and toString methods. Okay, this is in short why we extend from unicast remote object here. And we have to, and this class implements the RMI demo interface that I just wrote, this guy. Okay, so if it implements this interface, it has to implement the do communicate method. Okay, so here this is just a constructor, and this is a do communicate method. So it's gonna throw remote exception like in the interface, and it's taking a string name and returning a string from the server. And so what the string that's gonna return is gonna say server says, to indicate that the server is communicating back from, to the client. And and it's gonna add the name that is passed from the client side. It's like echoing back the name to the client as an indication that the server uh, received what the client sent it, the string that the client sent it to it. Okay. So this is the implementation class for the RMI demo interface, and this implementation class is gonna sit on the server side. So there is gonna be another class that also implements RMI demo, and that's gonna be a stub class, and that class would sit on the client side. But that class we're not gonna write. That class is gonna be generated using Remic. Okay, and I'll generate it here in this demo and show you how to generate it. Okay. Okay. So the other thing that I wanted to show is so now we have a server. So let me show the server. The server, I called it RMI demo server. So this is the server that's on the server side, and it has a main method that takes arguments, and so it's gonna throw an exception, And what's gonna do, it's gonna instantiate the RMI demo impl, this class that implements the RMI demo interface that we just talked about. So it's gonna instantiate it. Here it's instantiating it, and it's gonna bind it to the RMI registry. So, and the binding name is gonna be RMI demo. So this is how we can talk to it from the client side. Okay. So we're gonna bind this instance to the string RMI demo, and after we're done with that, we're gonna print out, the server is gonna print out RMI demo object bound to the name RMI demo and is ready for use. And I'll show it in the demo shortly how it shows up. Okay. So this is a server. Now we have the client. We still have to do the client that is gonna communicate with this server. So this is RMI demo client, I called it, and it also has a main method. And essentially, that main method is gonna take two arguments. Here, if it doesn't take those two arguments, I'm gonna print out usage, RMI demo client, server, and name. So the first argument is gonna be the server name. Since I'm running here on the same machine, the server is gonna be localhost, and the name is gonna be whatever name you wanna pass. Okay, so it's just gonna be echoed back from the server as I showed for RMI demo impl. Here we echo back the name. Okay, that is passed. So okay, so we check if there is two arguments. If then we proceed. If there is no two argument, we're gonna print out this error message. Okay. So if there is two arguments, the first argument has to be the server. So the server, since it's localhost, so it's gonna be RMI, and then here we're gonna have localhost and slash RMI demo. This is gonna be the name that we bounded here on the server. I bound this instance, the RMI demo impl instance that we instantiated. I bounded to the name RMI demo. Okay. So this is how we, this is a URL that is going to enable the client to communicate with the server. So, so we're going to go ahead and instantiate, we're going to look up this URL on the RMI registry, and we're going to cast what comes back to RMI demo. We're going to cast what comes back to this interface, to RMI demo, since it's going to be a stub that sits on the client side, right? That is going to be generated. So so we're going to cast this guy, and so we have RMI demo. So we can call the method do communicate on that object that we communicate to it through the RMI demo interface. So we can call RMI demo.do communicate, and we pass arg1. And what arg1 is, it's gonna be whatever you any name that you wanna, like your name or something that you wanna pass to the server, and it's gonna be echoed back to you. Okay, so and then we do system out dot println what comes back from the server. So the server reply and the server reply, what came back. So server reply here is gonna be what came back from the server, and it's gonna be here in RMI demo impl what comes back here. So, and server says the name, and okay. So this is the client, and okay. So next I'm gonna go ahead and generate the RMI. So from RMI demo impl, I'm gonna generate the stub class. Okay, and this is essentially a proxy pattern implementation. You have, so on the client side you're talking to the stub, but you're essentially calling methods on the server side. On this class RMI demo impl, you're essentially calling do communicate method. Okay. Okay, so this is my workspace. This is where my the file for the Eclipse workspace are. So RMI example, and this is the bin. This is where the classes are gonna be. So RMI demo app, and I have those 4 classes. Okay. So from the command prompt, what I did is I went to this workspace. So Zain Academy CD workspace. So I'm here now. Users workspace RMI example. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead to and set the path. And what I'm gonna set the path to is this guy, where the JDK is, and just to make sure. So you could have set it before on in Windows, but I'm gonna set it here on the command prompt also. So this is where I have my JDK that I'm using. So on C program files Java JDK 1.6.0 underscore 25, and so I need to set it to the bin here. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do here on the command prompt: set path C program files Java JDK 1.6 and bin. Okay. So I went ahead and set the path, and now what I need to do. Okay, and next let me go back to the workspace. So I have this RMI example, and I have the bin where the classes are gonna be, and so I have this is a package RMI demo app, and these are the classes. So what I need to do is I need to generate the stub. So the stub is gonna be called RMI demo impl underscore stub. So I'm gonna be using Remix to do that. So let's go ahead and do that. I need to go to the bin. We're here in the bin, and then I have RMI demo app and everything else. Okay, so it should have been generated. Let's see if we can see it. And right here, so it's RMI demo impl underscore stub class. Okay, so we generated the stub here, and let's go ahead and run the RMI registry on this command prompt. So we type RMI registry, and so we have the registry now running. And let me go ahead now and start another command prompt. And in this command prompt, I need to start the server. Okay, so here I'm on this directory, users, Zain Academy, Workspace, RMI example, and the bin, so where the classes are. And I'm gonna go ahead and start the server. Okay, so let's go ahead and start our server. So I have Java RMI demo app, the package name, and the name of the class RMI demo server. And here we go. So what we had in the server, RMI demo object bound to the name RMI demo and is ready for use. So let me show. This is what we had in the server, RMI demo server. So this is what we returned when we started the server. So we started the registry here, and next we started the server here, and and next we're gonna start the client. And so let's go ahead and do that. So I started another command prompt here for the client. So I went to the directory uh, RMI example slash bin where the classes are. And so let's go ahead and start the client. And as I showed here in the client, I'm gonna pass two arguments: the name of the host, which is gonna be local host, and the name of the person that uh, the name of the client person that's communicating with the server. Say I just say Zain Academy, and okay. So here's what we got. So server replied, and it says hi and Zain Academy. So this is what came back from the server, and the server reply is gonna come back from this guy, Aramai demo impl. So it returned, the server says, okay, so essentially this was the interface that we defined, Aramai demo, and it had this method do communicate, and this is the implementation class Aramai demo impl with that method implemented. And essentially these guys are gonna sit on the server side. So this is the server, and these guys are gonna sit on the client side. And this is the network that in the middle. And it's what's implemented is essentially a proxy pattern, since they are implementing this guy, the Aramai demo interface, and we have these two. This is a generated class, but it actually implements Aramai demo interface, and this is the other class. Okay.